Hello, I'm Charlotte and this is Charlotte Lucy Loves. Today I'm here to share with you my London haul because I got a few things in London, so I thought I'd share them with you. The majority of these things are books, but there's two very special charity shop purchases right at the end, so stay tuned for those. The first things that I bought though are these bits from the M&M shop. Now I've been looking for a brightly coloured new hoodie. Now this would have been £44.95, which no way, but this was in this get sale for £12, and so I had to get it. And also, oh, that's such a flattering angle, isn't it? Hang on. And I also got these Pajama Bottoms. So these are men's and they are massive, but they were also in the sale for £15. And I just couldn't resist. I love a good pair of pyjamas. I've taken the hoodie off now because hot flush. However, let's get into the books. So the first bookshop that I went to and I bought a tote bag from was Brick Lane Bookshop. And I just thought that this tote bag was gorgeous, the way that it is on there. And I bought two books from there. So the first one that I bought is the Independent London Guide. Now this was £5. Let me just pull those out of there. And it is this beautiful book of all different independent shops and restaurants. And, you know, I want to spend more time in London. This is the East London edition. And yeah, so I'm going to have a good look through that and put some places on my list to go. I didn't want to buy too much in this bookshop as it was the first one that I went to, which also meant that anything I bought I'd have to carry around for the rest of the trip. But I did get this postcard because I just thought it was gorgeous. So obviously you've got the tote bags hanging in the window there and got a free bookmark as well. So the other book that I picked up there is When I Dare to Be Powerful, Audre Lorde, Women So Empowered Are Dangerous. And this is a collection of Penguin Books great ideas, which I've not seen before, but I don't know if you can see on there is a collection of them. So this book is written with a black woman's anger and the precision of a poet. These searing pieces by the groundbreaking writer Audre Lorde are a celebration of female strength and solidarity and a cry to speak out against those who seek to silence anyone they see as other. And I thought that would be a really great read. And then on the second day in London, I visited Daunt Books. Now, Daunt Books was absolutely stunning. It is everything I expected it to be and more. But again, I was really restrained. I wanted to buy something and I wanted it to be a souvenir of London. So I picked up Pretty Little London. I follow these guys on Instagram and I just love the photography. I've said before, I'm really trying to get more into my photography. And this just takes you through really pretty spots of London. Yeah, what more can I say about that? Other than that's what I bought in there. I then went to Any Amount of Books, which is on Charing Cross Road, and again didn't film much in this bookshop as it was a very small bookshop and there were lots and lots of people browsing in there, and obviously I don't want to get up in people's face with a camera. But I did see this book, and this is one that I almost bought in Oliver Bonus full price a few months ago, and that is The Girl's Bicycle Handbook, Everything You Need to Know About Life on Two Wheels. I don't know if you know this, but I don't drive and I have massive anxiety over driving a car. However, I have been thinking about getting a bike, and this has lots of practical tips and tricks about bikes, but then it also has like pictures. That's the kind of cycling girl I want to be. I want a vintage looking bike with a basket on the front, and yeah, so that was £3, I believe. Yeah, £3 that was in Any Amount of Books, so that came home with me. And then on to our last day in London, we went to a few books on the way back. So I could pick up what I wanted. And the first shop that we went into was Spade Books. Now, if I wasn't looking for this, I don't think I'd have found it. It is really hidden, but it is about a 2-minute walk from Gaze the Word, so it's well worth going. And the first book I picked up is What I Wore Today, Fashion Remixed Online from Beijing to Berlin. I absolutely love kind of street style photography and blog photography, especially in the very early days. I think a lot of it is very polished now, whereas I like the days when it was just people with a camera in their bedroom taking photos, or, you know, outside. And yeah, I think like that outfit I really want to recreate. I think that these kind of books are really great for me to get style ideas. I don't know if you'd be interested in a video about this, but I've found recently that I'm really kind of questioning my own style and questioning what I want to wear and how I want to present myself to the world. And it might sound such a trivial thing, but there's been a lot going on in my little brain. So yeah, let me know about that. But yeah, really looking forward to having a look through that. And then another one, so I picked this, that book was £4.50. Now I picked this one up thinking that it was £6, but it was actually 11. So don't know whether I would have paid £11 for it, but actually since I've been looking through it, it looks really interesting. So it's basically a book about global street style and how style creates social change. Yeah, and that's the book. So again, I love that picture as well. Again, it has some stunning street style photography, but also talking about fashion as social change. I mean, that's very 90s, isn't it? Very 90s, noughties. So that was that. The next bookshop that I went to was Gaze the Word. And shout out to Gaze the Word for having the most sturdy tote bag I think I've ever bought in my life. I could definitely fit quite a few books in here and not have to worry about it breaking. So I could have bought everything in this bookshop. I was just actually like in awe of it. Another thing that I noticed as well, so as I was looking, I mainly looked on the lesbian fiction bit. They also had a second-hand bit in there, which I didn't know they had. Didn't buy anything from that though, but there were quite a few books as I was looking that I've got on my shelves that I didn't know were queer. So looking around, there were quite a few books that I'm like, oh, I've got that on my TBR, and I didn't realise that it was queer. Didn't see any queer Christmas books, but we know we're still on the hunt for those. But I did pick up 3 books. So the first one I went straight to, and that is my solo exchange diary. And I didn't realise that this is the sequel to my lesbian experience with loneliness. So I'm trying to get my hands on that at the moment. But yeah, it's a manga, and I've never read a manga before. So I think the whole experience of reading it is going to be strange for me, but we'll get on. Then a book that I've wanted to get for ages, and this is it says a prize-winning, genre-bending collection of short stories that has achieved cult status, and that is Her Body and Other Parties by Carmen Maria Machado. And I don't know much about it other than a lot of people have raved about it. And then this last one, I am pretty sure that Kaz from Cats and Cameras has talked about this one, but it just kind of shone at me like a beacon from across the store, and that is Dress Codes for Small Towns by Courtney Stevens. And it says, a poetic love letter to the complexities of teenage identity and the frustration of growing up in a place where everything fits in a box except you. And it's this really gorgeous matte cover, and so I picked that up. Like I say, I could have spent so much money in there, but I had to carry them back on the tube. However, not going to be my last visit there. I really want to go again. soon as. So then after we'd been to Gaze the Word, I didn't even know that this bookshop was there. We were just walking up the road and a few stops up was Judd Books, and they were mainly new books but at discounted prices. So I picked up this one, Self-Styled, and I almost picked up this book about drag, but it was literally like this big, and I was like, yeah, I can't carry that. Perils of being a spoonie. But this book has just all about self-expression, and it does have drag, and I just like seeing people living their best lives. The only problem with a lot of fashion books is that they are mostly straight size, but as I flick through this one I can see quite a diverse range of bodies, so that'll be good to have a look through. Right, on to the charity shop bits now. I'm not even sure I can yet believe that I bought these things, but you just wait and see. So the first thing that I bought was in Angel, and that is this. I saw this on a shelf and it was all new goods in there, I believe, and so I thought this would probably be quite expensive, but I turned it over. I don't know if you can see that. It was £6. So I'm going to have this as a pot with my bookmarks in, I think, in here. So it's just going to go over there. Yeah, what more can I say about that? It's a gorgeous cat and it's such a big pot that I think that would be perfect for putting bookmarks in. And so this is the most money I have ever spent on one item, charity shop or new. Have I ever spent anything more than this? I don't believe that I have. Are you ready? So this is a Kate Spade, but it's not just any Kate Spade, it's this cat bag, which I have been, what's the word, coveting for ages. It's the perfect size for a handbag for me, and it's barely got a mark on it, and this was £68, which still takes my breath away a little bit that I paid that, but actually I only paid half of it. Tom could see how much I really wanted it and he said, I'll go halves with you. So thank you, hubby, love you. But yeah, it's this, I just can't believe it. It's my very first designer handbag ever, and I think that it is so me. So that is everything that I got in London. I did also get some Ladurée macaroons and some Ben's cookies, but obviously they didn't last for this video. But Ladurée, either the pistachio or the rose, are my favourite macaroons ever. So if they ever want to sponsor me, I am down for that. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe below. And until next time, look after yourselves. Bye.